The sun rises over the Bay of Naples on August 24th, 79 A.D. It's a Tuesday morning, and Pompeii is waking up. The streets smell of fresh bread, fish from the morning catch, and the faint sulfur that always drifts down from Vesuvius. Nobody thinks much of it anymore. The mountain has been quiet for generations. Today feels like any other day, but it isn't. In 6 hours, everyone in this city will be dead. In this reconstruction, we're stepping into Pompeii on the last morning of its life, using archaeological evidence, preserved structures, and the final moments captured in ash. For the next few minutes, let's walk through a city that has no idea it's counting down its final hours. The Forum is already alive with movement. Merchants are setting up their stalls along the colonnade, arranging amphorae of wine and olive oil in neat rows. A politician's aide is painting fresh election slogans on a wall near the Temple of Jupiter. Vote for Gaius Cuspius Pansa for Aedile, a good man. The letters are bright red, still wet with paint. In a few hours, volcanic ash will seal these words into history forever. People move through the square with the easy rhythm of routine. A group of women gathers near the fountain, filling clay jugs with water and exchanging gossip about a wedding planned for next month. A merchant argues loudly with a customer over the price of garum, the fermented fish sauce that every kitchen in Pompeii uses. 3 sesterti is robbery, the customer shouts. Then, buy it somewhere else. The merchant fires back, waving his hand dismissively. Behind them, Mount Vesuvius rises against the morning sky, its slopes covered in lush green vineyards and pine forests. It looks peaceful. The mountain hasn't erupted in living memory. To the people of Pompeii, it's just part of the landscape, no more threatening than the sea. Walk down the Via dell'Abbondanza, the main street cutting through the heart of the city. The stones beneath your feet are worn smooth by decades of cartwheels and sandals. Deep grooves run along the center of the road where thousands of deliveries have passed. Stepping stones rise above the street level, allowing pedestrians to cross without wading through the mix of water, waste, and mud that collects in the gutters. On both sides of the street, thermopolia stand open for business. These are Pompeii's fast food stalls, and on a Tuesday morning, they're packed. At the thermopolium of Vetusius Placidus, steam rises from large clay vessels embedded in the marble counter. Inside, hot stews simmer. "Is the wine watered down today?" a regular asks, half joking. "Only if you don't pay," the owner responds without looking up. Children move through the streets in small groups, heading toward their morning lessons. Boys from wealthier families are dressed in clean white tunics, their hair oiled and combed. They're on their way to the home of a grammaticus, a teacher who will drill them in Greek literature and Roman rhetoric. A few girls walk with them, though their education will end earlier, focused more on household management than public speaking. Near the Stabian baths, a fuller is already hard at work. This is Stephanus's Fullonica, one of the largest laundries in Pompeii. Inside the courtyard, workers stomp on piles of soaking cloth in large stone basins, their legs stained to the knees from the urine and soda used to clean the fabric. It's brutal, smelly work, but it's essential. Every toga, every tunic in the city passes through places like this. Careful with that one, it belongs to the magistrate. The foreman barks at a younger worker who's wringing out a white toga too roughly. In the back room, finished garments hang on wooden frames, ready for pickup. Tags made of lead are attached to each piece, identifying the owner. These tags will survive the eruption. The cloth will not. In the Garden of the Fugitives, a small private estate on the city's edge, a family is tending to their vineyard. The father inspects the vines, checking the ripeness of the grapes. Harvest season is approaching, and he's calculating yields, planning for the pressing and fermentation. His wife is overseeing slaves who are repairing a section of the garden wall that cracked during the earthquake 17 years ago. The ground still shifts sometimes, but everyone's used to it by now. Their teenage daughter sits in the shade of a fig tree, practicing her lyre. The notes drift across the garden, mixing with the sound of birdsong and the distant hum of the city. She has no idea that in a few hours, she'll be running through these same gardens in terror, choking on ash, before collapsing near the back wall. Archaeologists will find her body there, frozen in the moment of her death, still clutching her mother's hand. The Lupanar, Pompeii's most famous brothel, is quiet at this hour. The building sits on a side street near the Forum, its entrance marked by an erect stone phallus carved into the pavement. Inside, small rooms line a narrow corridor, each with a stone bed and explicit frescoes on the walls depicting various services offered. The women who work here are slaves, mostly Greek and Eastern Mediterranean, their names scratched into the plaster by clients. Euplia was here, Amarantus with Faustilla. At this morning hour, one woman is sweeping the entrance, while another washes linens in a basin. Business picks up in the afternoon and evening. For now, the Lupanar is just another workplace in a city full of them. In 6 hours, the stone beds will still be here. The women will not. Near the amphitheater, the largest arena in the Roman world at this time, vendors are setting up for the day. There's no gladiatorial combat scheduled for today, but the area around the amphitheater is always busy. Street food sellers arrange their goods: roasted nuts, dried figs, honey cakes. A dice game has started in the shade of the arena's outer wall, with men betting small coins and cursing their luck. One of the vendors is arguing with a city official about permit fees. "I've been selling here for 20 years, he protests. "My father sold here before me." "Then you know the rules." The official replies, unmoved. "Pay the fee or move along. This petty bureaucratic dispute will never be resolved." In 6 hours, both men will be running for their lives. In the House of the Faun, one of Pompeii's grandest residences, slaves are preparing the morning meal. The house takes its name from a bronze statue of a dancing faun that stands in the impluvium, the central courtyard pool. The mosaic floors here are extraordinary, including the famous Alexander mosaic showing the Battle of Issus. The owner has recently returned from a business trip to Puteoli and is reviewing accounts with his steward in the tablinum, the study. "The grain shipment cleared customs?" he asks. "Yes, Dominus." "And the wine order from Campania should arrive before the Saturnalia. They're planning months ahead." The Saturnalia festival is in December. Neither of them will live to see September. At the Macellum, the city's main market, the morning crowd is thick. Fishmongers display their catch on marble slabs kept cool by running water. Mullet, sea bass, octopus, still glistening from the sea. Butchers hang cuts of pork and lamb from iron hooks. A woman haggles over the price of chickens while her slave holds a woven basket already half full of vegetables. "These onions are half rotten," she complains. "Then don't buy them," the vendor snaps back. Plenty of others will. The ritual of commerce, the push and pull of daily survival, continues exactly as it has for generations. Nobody looks up at Vesuvius. Why would they? The mountain is just there, silent and green, watching over the bay like a benevolent giant. But beneath that peaceful surface, something is building. At approximately 1 in the afternoon, Vesuvius will explode. The eruption column will rise 15 miles into the sky in a matter of minutes, turning day into night. Pumice will begin to fall on Pompeii like deadly hail, light enough to seem harmless at first, but accumulating at a rate of 6 inches per hour. Roofs will collapse under the weight. People will flee into the streets, covering their heads with pillows, wooden boards, anything they can find. Some will run toward the sea, hoping to escape by boat. Others will hide in their homes, huddling in back rooms and cellars, praying to their household gods. By nightfall, the pyroclastic surges will begin, superheated clouds of gas and ash moving at over 100 miles per hour, instantly killing everyone in their path. The temperature will reach 500 degrees. Bodies will be vaporized in seconds, leaving only the hollow spaces that archaeologists will later fill with plaster to create the haunting casts we know today. This is Pompeii on the morning of August 24th, 79 AD. They have no idea they're living the last morning of their lives in a city that will be erased from the earth by sunset. This reconstruction brings us as close as possible to seeing Pompeii the way it actually was. The tragedy is that life was so beautifully, heartbreakingly normal, right up until the moment it ended. In 6 hours, the mountain will speak, and Pompeii will fall silent forever.